Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Rebecca, and my Buddha's name is Metta Bali, which means keeper of loving kindness. Today is the Dhamma class of September 1st, 2024. We have Dhamma classes every Sunday at 4 p.m. Arizona and Pacific time. The Zoom ID is 413-460-4622, and the password is Buddha20 with all lowercase letters. Today's Dhamma class consists of Part 1A, offerings, 5 precepts, metta and meditation. Part 1B, adhidhana, mindfulness, wish and sharing. Part 2, chantings, recitings, Buddhism, and praying book translations. The substitution for this week will be Sumyape. Before we start, I'll share some rules and regulations. Please do not eat or drink during praying time because it is very disrespectful. Praying time is only 15 minutes, so please mindfully and respectfully. If you're hungry, please remember to eat before praying next time. Please do not mess around and stay still during part 1 of today's Dhamma session. Please straighten your body and center yourself in the middle of your camera. And if your camera is off, you'll be removed from the meeting, so please keep your camera on at all times. However, if you're not part of the Dhamma class, you're free to turn your camera off at any time. Everyone who is chanting part 1A and B, please chant clearly and slowly since other people will be listening or chanting. We also believe you'll do very well. To those reading the substitutions or part 1A, please try to join the Zoom meeting at least 5 minutes early. So everyone, we will start with offerings, so please put your hands together.
Dana Sarapatatina Tipina Tamantam Sinam Dilokati Pensambudam Pujayami Tamunudam Wana Ganda Gunu Bedam Idam Kusuma Santatim Pujayami Munintesa Siri Pada Sararuhe
Adiwase no bante paniyam parikapitam anukampam upadaya patiganatu uttama Adiwase no bante bojanam parikapitam anukampam upadaya patiganatu uttama. Bow one time. Ogata, Ogata, Oga, Gayaga, Wasigan, Menoga, Debadota, Gatendo, Abietogo, Biopazedin, Ajonga, Bedema, Ludia, Dedia, Dejane, Nejane, Stonejimia, Peya Yedena, Peya Yedena, Teya Yedena, Tenga Yedena, Yedena Mieto Maroko, Ayo Ate, Ale Amia, Lesomo Iwe, Shiko Buzo, Umyo Mensho, Garoba I Ashipea, Gadoya To, Ajo Achon, Abeleba, Gatumba, Yapieshepa, Yendumyo Ba, Wepeti Dialeba, Vietna Deyanga Baduma, Akakate, Kilo Ninde Payue, Medea, Podea Nebe Dearo Miako, Yabalo E Ashipea, our time. Akambande, Nisrane Nasaha, Nawanga Sampana, Gatam, Ubo Sata, Silam, Damam Yachami, Anukaham Katoa, Silam de Tame Bande, Triampi Aham Bande, Disane Nasaha, Nawanga Sampana, Gatam, Ubo Sata, Silam, Damam Yachami, Anukaham Katoa, Silam Deta, Nebande, Tatiampi, Aham Bande, Tisrane Nasaha, Nanga Sampana, Gatam, Ubasata, Silam, Damam Yachami, Anukaham Katoa, Silam Deta, Nebande, Amabande. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sama sambuddhassa. Buddham saranam gacchami. Dhammam saranam gacchami. Sangham saranam gacchami. Titiyampi Buddham saranam gacchami. Titiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchami. Titiyampi Sangham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi Buddham saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi Dhammam saranam gacchami. Tatiyampi Sangham saranam gacchami. Amapante. Nawangasila Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Adhinatana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Abrahmacharya Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Visavada Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Sirameraya Majapamadhatana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Vikala Bhojana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Nachagita Vajita Visikadasana Malaganda Vilepanaudarana Mandana Vibhusana Dana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Uttasayana Mahasayana Veramani Sikkhapadam Samadhiyami Metta Saha Katena Cetasa Sababana Buddhesu Paritva Viharanam Samadhiyami. Amapandeva sing here for one time. Iti piso bhagava araham sama sambuddho vijacharana sampano sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhammasarati sata deva manusanam buddho bhagava Swagato Bhagavata Dhammo Santikiko Akaliko Ehipasiko Opaneyiko Pajatam Weditapo Wenyuhe Supatipano Bhagavato Saka Sangho Ujupatipano Bhagavato Saka Sangho Nyayapatipano Bhagavato Saka Sangho Samijipatipano Bhagavato Saka Sangho Yadijam Chatari Purisa Yugani Ata Purisa Pokla Esa Bhagavato Sauka Sango Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakineyo Angelicarneyo Notram Punyakiton Lokasa Valentine. Aham Aviro Homi Abhyapajo Homi Anigo Homi Sukhi Atanam Pariharami Mama Mata Pitu Acharya Cha Nyadimita Cha Sabrahmachari No Cha Avira Hontu Abhyapaja Hontu
Aniga hontu, Suki atanam pariharantu, Amagam araka dewata, Imasamem Imasamem awase, Imasamem arame, Araka dewata, Arira hontu, Abhyapacha hontu, Aniga hontu, Suki atanam pariharantu.
Sabe Sata, Sabe Pana, Sabe Buddha, Sabe Pukala, Sabe Atabhava Pariyapana, Saba Itio, Sabe Parisa, Sabe Ariya, Sabe Anariya, Sabe Deva, Sabe Manosa, Sabe Vinipatika, Avea hontu, apya pacha hontu, anika hontu, sikiatanam pariharantu, doka muchantu, yatalata sambatito, mawikachantu, kamasaka.
Paridimaya disaya, Dakinaya disaya, Maya disaya, Uttaraya disaya, Maya anadisaya, Dakinaya anadisaya, Maya anadisaya, Uttaraya anadisaya, Maya anadisaya, Maya disaya.
Sabe Sata, Sabe Pana, Sabe Buddha, Sabe Bogala, Sabe Adabawa Pariyapana, Saba Ithio, Sabe Purisa, Sabe Ariya, Sabe Anariya, Sabe Dewa, Sabe Manosa, Sabe Winipatika, Avera hontu, Avyapaja hontu, Aniga hontu, Sukyatanam pariharantu, Doka muchantu, Yatalada sampadito, Mawika jantu, Kamasaka.
Ramya Gaja Atoya wa Awichito Samanta Chakawalesu Yesatapatiwi Jara Abhyapaja Niraraja Nitugaja Nubadawan Udamya wa Pawagaja Atoya wa Awichito Samanta Chakawalesu Yesata Udakya Abhyapacha Niraraja Nitukacha Nubadawa Udamya wa Pawagaja Adoya wa Avichito Samanta Chakawalesu Yesata Akaseja Abhyapacha Niraraja Nitukacha Nubadawa Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Valentine.
Now we will learn how to meditate by Chloe, Valerie, Bizinja, Shinta, and Shasha.
What is meditation? Meditation is a way to keep the mind cool and calm by concentrating on one object. There are many ways to meditate. In our Dhamma class, primarily we study Anapanasati and body scanning meditation. In Anapanasati, a natural focus is your own breath, which is always with you. If you simply keep feeling the breath as it comes in and as it goes out, the mind gets quieter and more peaceful. In body scanning meditation, you scan your whole body from head to toe, from the front and the back. The only trouble is something will always take your attention away, maybe a noise or a pain in the knee. But often your mind is the problem. It is so full of useless stuff. Like a monkey jumping here and there, it is so hard to control. To become the master of your mind, you need some lessons, enough time, and a good place to learn how to practice. With enough practice, meditation helps to replace bad thoughts and feelings with happy ones. Why do we meditate? By learning how to control the mind, we start to get rid of negative habits and develop good mental qualities instead. If your mind is cool, you make good decisions. You don't get confused, you make less mistakes, you don't get angry or feel afraid, and you become more confident. If your mind is calm, you become peaceful and happy. You are less worried and frustrated. You don't get stressed about work or exams. You develop compassion and kindness, and you have more harmonious relationships. If your mind is concentrated, you get less distracted by useless things. You find it easier to focus and learn. You perform better in sports and games. You make better music and art, and you will become more trustworthy.
Difference between samatha and vipassana meditation. Samatha meditation and vipassana meditation are two different types of meditation. Samatha aims at achieving deep concentration, while vipassana aims at understanding both the body and mind. In samatha meditation, the focus is solely on one object to attain deep concentration, such as by fixing the mind on a single point. In contrast, vipassana meditation involves observing various mental points in physical processes as they occur. During samatha meditation, when the mind wanders, we bring it back to the chosen object. However, in vipassana meditation, when the mind wanders, we observe it without trying to control it. Only when the distraction fades do we return our focus to the primary object. These differences in focus and approach distinguish the two types of meditation.
Now we are going to practice guided muscle relaxation meditation. Before we begin, please straighten your body, centering yourself in the middle of your camera. Put your hands together with the right on top of the left, with your thumbs connected, and place them in your lap. Then close your eyes. Step 1. When I say a group of muscles, focus on the group of muscles you hear and feel the tenseness in them. Step 2. Mentally relax those group of muscles. Step 3. Feel those muscles completely relaxed. Let's start. Your scalp muscles. All the muscles on your head are relaxed. Your forehead and eyebrows are relaxed. Your eyes, ears, nose, lips, and chin are relaxed. Your neck and shoulders are relaxed. Your arms, forearms, wrists, hands, and fingers are relaxed. Your chest and upper back are relaxed. Your abdomen and lower back are relaxed. Your hips and thighs are relaxed. Your knees and legs are relaxed. Your ankles, feet, and toes are relaxed. Now your whole body from head to toe fully relaxed.
We are going to advance to Anapanasati meditation. You are going to focus on your breath. When you breathe in, a puff of air touches the tip of your nose. Make yourself aware of the touch. When you breathe out, a slightly warmer puff of air touches the tip of your nose. Make yourself aware of the touch. We are going to practice counting technique with each cycle of in-breath and out-breath. You will count from 1 to 8 and do not let your mind wander. If your mind wanders out, start counting from 1 again. We are first going to practice together. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 1. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 2. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 3. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 4. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 5. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 6. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 7. Breathe in, aware of the touch. Breathe out, aware of the touch. 8. Now go back to 1 and start counting on your own. We are now done meditating.
Dukkha pacaca ni dukkha, baya pacaca ni baya, sukha pacaca ni sukha, hontu sabbe panino.
Nahi were na warani, samantita kuda janam, aware na samanti, esa damo sanantano.
Sabba Pasa Akradeb Usa Vasu Pasabada Sachita Pariyadapanam Idam Buddha Dasa Sanam.
Marname duvam, jividame aduvam, idame punyam nibanasa pachayo hotu, imam punabhagam sabha sadanam bhajema sadhu, 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 Valentine.
It is now part 2 of the Dhamma class, and before we start, this Dhamma class is very important, so please be respectful and do not eat during this part of the Dhamma class. However, drinking water is now fine. So we will be moving on to program number 1, which is Chant of Mahajaya Mangala Gata by Alinte Zinjal, Valerie Viabala and Gina Bala, Shinki and Kishing, Alexander, Chloe, Kama Bali, and Sunya.
Mahajaya Mangala Gata Sahasra Mavimita Sayudam Dam Gary Megalam Utita Goram Sasenamaram Danadi Damavitina Chitawa Munendo Damte Jasa Bhavatude Jaya Mangalani.
Maradireka Mabiyujita Sabaratim Goram Panalavaka Makamatada Yakam Kanti Sudanta Vidina Jitawa Munendo Tam Te Jasa Pawadu Te Jaya Mangalani.
Nalagiram Gajavaram Atimadaputam Dawagi Masaniwa Sudarunantam Medambuseka Vidina Jitawa Munendo Damde Jasa Bhavantute Jaya Mangalani.
Upita Gaga Mabihata Sudarunandam Davam Diojana Badanguli Malawantam Idibi Sankatamano Jitawa Munendo Dam de Jasa Bhuatute Jaya Mangalani. Kadwanakata Mutaram Iwakapiniya Chenchaya Tutawajanam Janakayamaje Santena Soma Vitina Chitoa Munendo Tamte Jasa Pawatute Jaya Mangal Sacham Vihaya Atisa Chaka Vada Ketum Vada Biro Pitamanam Ati Anda Bhutam Panya Padi Pajalito Jitoa Munindo Tam Tejasa Bhavatu Tejayamangalani.
Nanda Pananda Pujagam Vividam Mahitim Pute Na Tera Pujagena Dhamma Payanto Idu Padesa Vidina Titawa Munendo Tam Te Jasa Bhavadute Jaya Mangalani.
Tukahaditi Pujagena Sadatahatam Brahmam Visuddhi Juti Mahidi Bhakabidanam Jnanagadena Vidina Chitawa Munindo Tam Te Jasa Bhavadute Jaya Mangalani.
Etapi Buddha Jaya Mangala Atagata Yo Wachako Dine Dine Sarante Matanti Hidwana Neka Vividani Jubadawani Mokam Sukham Adhikameya Naro Sampanyo Sadhu. Sadhu, sadhu, Valentine.
We will now be moving on to program number 2, which is Dhammapada Story 2 by the Zinjal and Su'al.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Dazin Jha, and my Buddhist name is Janapali, which means part of concentration. Today, me and a Dhamma friend will be talking about something. So, Su'an, could you please introduce yourself?
My name is Buddhism is Jakapali, which means protector of Dhamma. Doesn't draw what will we be talking about today?
We will be talking about the wandering mind. Everyone, please listen carefully because we will be asking a couple questions in the end. So, Su'an, could you please start first?
The wandering mind. In Buddha's time, there was a young monk named Sangharakshita who lived in a village monastery. One day, he got 2 robes as gifts. He wanted to share one with his uncle, who was also a monk and very respected. But his uncle said he already had enough robes, which made Sangharakshita sad. He even thought about leaving the monastery because he felt hurt.
Even though Sangharakshita decided to leave, his uncle asked him to stay and fan him on a hot day. Sangharakshita did as he was asked, but he could not stop feeling upset with his uncle. While fanning, he started daydreaming about leaving and imagined selling his robe to buy a goat. But then he imagined arguments and accidents and accidentally hit his uncle with the fan.
Sangharakshita felt ashamed and regretful when he realized his uncle knew his thoughts. Instead of scolding him, his uncle took him to see the Buddha. The Buddha gently explained how our minds can wander and imagine things that haven't happened.
The mind can wander and imagine many things, said the Buddha kindly. He advised Sangharakshita to focus on the present moment and to free his mind from negative feelings like wanting more, feeling angry, and not seeing things clearly.
From this experience, Sangharakshita learned an important lesson about paying attention to what is happening right now, and not letting his mind wander too much. He understood how important it is to keep his thoughts positive and clear. Then the Buddha spoke in verse as follows.
Durangamam ekacharam asariram guhasayam ye chitam samyami santi mokanti marabadana. The translation of that verse was, someone who calms their busy minds, which likes to wander around, will find freedom from things that try to tempt them.
The wise person should guard his mind, for a guarded mind brings happiness.
That is all, so we will now be asking questions. So Suong, could you please ask the first one?
Shinki, what was the reason that caused Sangharakshita to become distracted? The answer is daydreaming and being unfocused. Desenjol, please ask the next question.
The next question is to Alinte, which is, what was Sangharakshita doing when he accidentally hit his uncle? Well, the answer was daydreaming. That is all, and thank you for watching.
We'll now be moving on to program number 3, which is The Great Victories of the Buddha 2 by Chloe, Mason D, and Valerie.
Hello, Manglaba. My name is Chloe Chang, and my Buddha's name is Diti Bali, which means keeper of wisdom. I live in Chino Hills, California. So today, my 2 dear Dhamma friends will be joining me. So Mason T, please introduce yourself. Hello, Manglaba. My name is Mason D. My Buddha name is Loka Bali, which means guardian of the world. I live in Cuernavaca, Texas. So Valerie, please introduce yourself. Hello, Mingalava. My name is Valerie Chow, and my Buddhist name is Dana Bali, which means the keeper of charity. Chloe, what will we be talking about today? We will be talking about the great victory over Alawaka. So, Valerie, please go first. The great victory over Alawaka. In Buddha's time, Alawaka was a powerful and arrogant demon who lived in a banyan tree in the city of Alawi. He had a special permission from the Dewa king to harm anyone under the tree's shade at noon. One evening, the Buddha visited Alawaka's mansion alone to teach him. Alawaka was at a demon meeting and got angry when he heard about the Buddha's visit. When Alawaka returned home, he found the Buddha teaching his wives and attendants. Angry, Alawaka sent storms and rain to harm the Buddha, but nothing worked. The Buddha remained calm and unharmed. Alawaka realized the Buddha's loving kindness protected him, so he tried a different approach, asking the Buddha to leave. The Buddha agreed peacefully. Alawaka realized his mistake and asked the Buddha to come back. Each time the Buddha entered and left, he tested the Buddha's patience. On the 4th time, Alawaka planned to harm the Buddha, but the Buddha stayed firm. Then Alalaka asked the Buddha questions about life's treasure and happiness. The Buddha's wise answer touched Alalaka's heart. He became calm and started to follow the Buddha's teachings.
Alalaka achieved the first level of enlightenment and became a devoted follower of the Buddha. And so, the Buddha's wisdom and compassion won a great victory over Alalaka, showing the power of kindness and understanding.
Ask questions. Okay, so my first question is to Valerie. How many times did Alalaka try to harm the Buddha? 4 times. That is correct.
Marie, why was Alalaka unable to harm the Buddha the first time?
The Buddha's loving kindness protected him.
That is correct.
And Chloe, how did Alalaka become a follower of the Buddha? The Buddha touched Alalaka with answers to Alalaka's questions about life. That is correct. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for listening.
We are now moving on to part number 4, which is 6 Buddhist councils. First by Amy, Shinta, and Tiffany, then by Alexander and Deepa, then by Miranda and Riley, then by Helen Al, Sarah, and Lynn, then by Shasha, Noel, and Swizzen, and then lastly by Pia Bala and Gina Bala.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Amy, and my Buddhist name is Pia Pali, which means love keeper. Today, my dear friends Shinta and Tiffany will be joining me, so will you please introduce yourselves?
Hi, my name is Shinta. My Buddhist name is Makapali, which means freedom keeper. So Tiffany, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Tiffany, and my Buddhist name is Santa Pali, which means peacekeeper. Amy, what will we be talking about today?
Today, we'll be talking about Buddhist councils, or also known as in Pali, Sanghayana. So will you please start?
What is Buddhist council or Sanghayana? Imagine you have a special club of friends who all love playing the same game. Now let's call this club the Buddhist Club. This club follows the teachings of a wise and kind man named Buddha who lived a long time ago.
As time passed, more and more people join the Buddhist Club, and they start learning and following Buddha's teachings. But as with any big group, sometimes there can be disagreements or misunderstandings about the rules and teachings.
To make sure everyone was on the same page and to preserve Buddhist teachings accurately, the Buddhist Club decided to have some important meetings. These special meetings are called in Pali Sanghayana, which means group reciting.
During these councils, all the wise and knowledgeable members of the Buddhist Club came together to talk about the Buddha's teachings and share what they knew. They would discuss the rules, teachings, and stories of the Buddha's life to make sure that they were being remembered correctly.
There were 6 Buddhist councils throughout Buddhist history. Thanks to these Buddhist councils, people all around the world continue to learn about the Buddha's real teachings and follow his path of kindness, compassion, and wisdom. Now, Amy, what is your first question?
My first question is to Sarah. How many Buddhist councils were there throughout Buddhist history?
6 councils.
Yes, that is correct.
Whose teachings does the Buddhist council follow?
Could you repeat that?
Whose teachings does the Buddhist council follow?
The Buddha.
That's correct. Tiffany, what is your question?
My question is to Sarah, and what is like the Buddhist Council?
It is like a club of Buddhists.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you for listening.
Now it is Alexander and Deepa's turn.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Alexander. My Buddhist name is Ujubala, which means part of honesty. My dear friend Deepa will be joining me today. So, Deepa, please introduce yourself.
My name is Deepa Ong, and my Buddhist name is Sejabala, which means lucky keeper. So, Alexander, what are we talking about today?
Today, we'll be talking about the second council, and make sure to listen carefully because we will be asking questions at the end. Deepa, please start.
The Second Buddhist Council was held 100 years after the Buddha passed away. So, it was held in 443 or 483 BC, after the Buddha's death. His teachings were spreading to different places, and different groups of monks started to follow slightly different rules and interpretations.
At that time, a group of monks called Wajiputta at the city of Vaisali were lacking in discipline. The elders of the order tried to correct their views and practices. They ignored the advice of the elders, so the leaders of the Buddhist community decided to gather and talk about these differences.
As a result, the Second Buddhist Council was held in the city of Vaisali. King Kalasoka supported Buddhism and played an important role in convening the council. It was presented over by senior monk Venerable Mahayasa. It was attended by 700 arhats.
The purpose of this council was to clear up misunderstandings and to preserve the Buddha's teachings accurately. The monks discussed and agreed on the rules and teachings that all the Buddhists should follow. They made sure that the Buddha's original message was passed down correctly to future generations.
After centuries, Buddhism was divided into 18 schools of thought, but now we have only two major schools, namely Theravada and Mahayana. The elders of this council belong to Theravada school. Meanwhile, the Wajibutta monks developed the Mahayana school. Now we'll be asking some questions. So, Alexander, what's your question?
My question is to AJ, and it is, who was the president monk of the council?
Absent.
The correct answer would be Venerable Mahayasa. Deepa, please ask your first question.
My question is to Cynthia, and it is, what are the purpose of the second council?
To clear up misunderstandings and to preserve the Buddha's teachings accurately.
That's correct. Now, Alexander, please ask your last question.
My last question is to Cynthia. It is, what did happen after the second council?
Buddhism was divided into 18 schools of thoughts.
That is correct. Thank you for listening.
It is now Miranda and Riley's turn. So, hello to my class. My name is Miranda. My Buddhist name is Bodhipali, which means keeper of wisdom or keeper of enlightenment. And today I'll be discussing something with Riley. So, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello to my class. My name is Riley. My Buddhist name is Dhamma, which means medicine of truth. So, Miranda, what will we be sharing with our dear Dhamma friends today?
Today we'll be talking about the Third Buddhist Council, and we will also be asking questions at the very end. So, everyone, please listen carefully. And Riley, please start.
The Third Buddhist Council took place about 236 years after the Buddha's passing in 3rd century BC. It was held in the city of Pataliputra in India. The reason behind this council was to purge the undisciplined monks and preserve the pure teachings of the Buddha.
You see, as Buddhism spread to different regions, some monks started to interpret Buddha's teachings in different ways. This caused confusion and disagreements within the Buddhist community. The leaders wanted to bring everyone together and agree on what the true teachings of Buddha were.
The council was led by a great scholar monk named Venerable Moggaliputta Tissa and under the sponsorship of King Asoka the Great. There were 1,000 wise and respected arahants participating in the council.
After the council, 9 missions of elders were sent to 9 different regions by King Asoka to preach the Dhamma in different states of India and foreign countries. This was the first time that Buddhism had spread out of India.
The Third Buddhist Council played a significant role in preserving the teachings of the Buddha and strengthening the unity of Buddhism. It helped people all around the world learn about compassion, mindfulness, and how to live a peaceful and meaningful life. Now we will be asking questions, so Miranda, can you please ask your first question?
My first question is for Rebecca, and it is, after the Third Council, King Asoka sent what?
9 missions of elders to preach the Dhamma.
That is correct. And Riley, what is your question?
My question is to Andrew, and it is, what was the purpose of the Third Council?
To purge the undisciplined monks and preserve the pure teachings of the Buddha.
That is correct. Miranda, can you please ask your last question?
My last question is for Rebecca again, and it is, what can misinterpretations cause?
It can cause confusion and disagreements.
That is correct, and that is all, so thank you for listening. And now it is Halen, Al, Sarah, and Lillian's turn.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Hila, and my Buddhist name is Sukapala, which means power of happiness. So today we'll be talking about something with some Dhamma friends of mine. So Sarah, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Sarah, and my Buddhist name is Shikapali, which means skilled guardian. So Lillian, please introduce yourself.
Hello to my class. My name is Linlin, and my Buddhist name is Monopali, which means keeper of minds. So, Helen, what are we going to be sharing today?
Today we'll be talking about the Fourth Buddhist Council. So Linlin, could you please go first?
Everyone, please listen carefully because in the end, I'll be asking some questions. The Fourth Council was held in a place called Ahuvihara in Sri Lanka during the time of King Watagamani Abhaya. It was about 400 years after the Buddha's death. 500 knowledgeable and learned monks attended the council. The chief monk in charge of the council was Makitera Rakita, who played a leading role in the event.
The main goal of the council was to preserve and protect the teachings of Buddhism, ensuring that they were passed down accurately to future generations. During the council, the entire Tipitaka, which consists of 3 main parts, which are Vinaya, Sutta, and Abhidhamma, was recited by the assembled monks. These texts contain the core teachings of the Buddha.
In addition to the Tipitaka, the monks also recited and discussed the commentaries known as Attakatas. These commentaries provided further explanations and interpretations of the Buddha's teachings. A significant and historic step taken during this council was the commitment to writing the teachings on palm leaves. This was the first time in Buddhist history that the scriptures were recorded in written form.
By recording the teachings in writing, the Fourth Council helped to ensure that the Buddhist scriptures would be preserved accurately and could be shared with people beyond the oral tradition.
The efforts of this council played a crucial role in the continuity and dissemination of Theravada Buddhism, which remains an important tradition in many countries to this day. So now we will be moving on to questions. So Hela, please ask your first question.
The first question is for team, and it is, what historic step was taken during this council?
Writing the teachings on the palm leaves.
That is correct. So Linlin, could you please ask the next question?
My question to Hema is, what did the commentaries provide?
It provided further explanations and interpretations of the Buddha's teachings.
That is correct. That is all, and thank you for listening.
Now it is Shasha, Noel, and Swizen's turn.
Hello to my class. My name is Shasha, and my Buddhist name is Mutupadu, which means nice keeper. So today I'll be sharing a verse with my two dear Dhamma friends, which are Noel and Suizin. So Noel, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Noel, and my Buddhist name is Manapala, which means power of personality. So, Swazin, could you please introduce yourself?
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Soizan, and my Buddhist name is Wansa Bali, which means keeper of relatives. So, Shasha, what are we going to be talking about today?
We will be talking about the Fifth Buddhist Council. So Suizin, can you please start first?
The fifth Buddhist Council took place in 1871 AD in Mandalay, Burma, under the patronage of King Mindon. It had the participation of 2,400 learned monks. The council was presided over by Venerable Bhadanta Jagarabi Wamsa.
The primary objective of this gathering was to thoroughly examine the teachings of the Buddha, ensuring none have been omitted or distorted.
Additionally, during this council, a significant effort was made to preserve the Buddhist scriptures. The entire Tipitaka was inscribed on 729 marble slabs, which can still be seen at the base of Mandalay Hill. The process of inscribing these scriptures took an extensive period of 7 years, 6 months, and 14 days to complete.
Following the inscription, the bhikkhus recited the inscriptions for 5 months and 3 days, providing their approval and endorsement. So now we'll be asking questions. So my question to Tenzin is, where was the entire Tipitaka inscribed on?
On the 729 marble stone slabs.
That is correct. So Shasha, can you please ask your question?
My question is to Gina Bala. So, what was the purpose of the Fifth Council?
To thoroughly examine the Buddha's teachings.
That is correct. So, Noel, can you please ask the last question?
My question to Tenze is, how long did it take for the Fifth Council to be finished?
7 years, 6 months, and 14 days.
That is correct, and that is all, and thank you for listening.
Now it is Biapala and Gina Bala's turn.
Hi, Dhamma class. My name is Kevin Hong, and my Buddhist name is Gina Biabla, which means power of love. So today I'll be sharing something to the Dhamma class of my dear brother Gina Blah. So Gina Blah, can you please introduce yourself? Hi, my name is Ryan Hong, and my Buddhist name is Gina Blah. So Biabla, what will we be doing today? Today we'll be sharing about what does the okata mean. Hey everybody, please listen because we will be asking questions in the end. What does the okata mean? The Burmese word okata originally derived from the Bali term okasa. It is employed to express sentiments of excuse me, apology, or request forgiveness. It can be translated into English as excuse me, my apologies, or I beg your pardon. The Buddhists expressed a genuine and humble commitment to eliminating all wrongdoings in thought, speech, and action. They show reverence to the Three Noble Jewels, the Buddha, the Dhamma teachings, and the Sangha spiritual community. Through this act of devotion, they seek liberation from various negative states and obstacles and aspire to attain the enlightened state of Nibbana through the path and fruition Magga Bala. So now we will be asking questions. So Biabala, can you please? Can you please ask the first question? Ishin, what is the Burmese word okata derived from?
The Pali word ogasa.
That's correct. So, Gina Block, can you please ask your second question? First question. Shinki, how do Buddhists seek to attain Nibbana?
Through the path of fruition, Magapala.
That is correct. So, Biabala, can you please ask your question? Ishin, what does okata mean?
Excuse me, my apologies. I beg your pardon. Forgive me.
That's correct. And that is all. Thank you for listening.
We're now moving on to part number 5, which is choose the correct one out of the given answers by Team Hank and Hema.
Hi, my name is Hank, and my Buddhist name is Sutabala, and I will be joined by my twin sister. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Hema, and my Buddhist name is Hemapali, which means peacekeeper.
Today, we will be asking 11 questions to the individuals Kixing, Tenzin, Chloe, Suong, Kamapali, Amy, Benji, Shinki, William, Valerie, Sarah, Alexander, Shasha, Hazel, and Teng Teng. Kixing, how many Buddhist councils were there throughout Buddhist history?
6 councils.
And that is correct. Tenzin, who was the president monk of the third council? Well, the correct answer is Venerable Mahas Yasa. Chloe, what happened after the second council?
Buddhism was divided into 18 schools of thought.
You are correct. Suong, after the third council, King Asoka sent what?
9 missions of elders to preach the Dhamma.
And that is correct. Kamapali, what historic step was took during the fourth council?
Could you repeat that?
What historic step was took during the fourth council?
It was writing all teachings on palm leaves.
And that is correct. Amy, what did the commentaries provide?
Further explanations and interpretations of the Buddhist teachings.
That is correct. Benji, where was the entire Tipitaka inscribed on?
On the 729 marble stone slabs.
That is correct.
Shinki, what was the purpose of the fifth council?
Who roughly examined the Buddha's teaching 7 years, 6 months, and 14 days.
That is correct. William, how long did it take for the fifth council to be finished?
7 years, 6 months, and 14 days.
That is correct. Valerie, what kind of people did go to Nibbana?
Those who are very pure from bad thoughts.
That is correct. Sarah, who was the true gem thief?
A bird mistaking the gem for food?
That is correct. Alexander, how many Buddhist councils were there throughout Buddhist history?
6 councils.
That is correct. Shasha, what historic step was taken during the fourth council?
It was writing all teachings on palm leaves.
That is correct. Hazel, what was the purpose of the fifth council?
Can you repeat that, please?
What was the purpose of the fifth council?
To thoroughly examine the Buddha's teachings.
That is correct.
Teng Teng, what kind of people go to Nibbana?
Those who are very pure and free from bad thoughts.
That is correct.
Thank you
for listening.
We will now be moving on to program number 6, which is translation of the book by Miranda and Suna Pit. So, hello class. My name is Miranda. My Buddhist name is Bodhi Pali, which means keeper of wisdom or keeper of enlightenment. And today, Suna Pit and I will be doing translation of the book on page 2. So everyone, please get your that book out. And my individuals will be doing English to Burmese, and they are Keishing, William, Alexander, Sarah, Kama, Bali, and Hazel. So please be ready. Keishing, what is the Burmese word for the Buddha jewel?
Priya Yatna.
That is correct. William, what is the Burmese word for I raise my hands together? The answer is Lesomoyuit. Alexander, what is the Burmese word for the elimination?
Is it Byobazichim?
That is correct. And Sarah, what is the Burmese word for respectfully?
What paragraph?
It is in Olgata on the first page of on page 2, near the bottom.
Ayode.
That is correct. And Gama Bali, what is the Burmese word for misfortunes?
I don't have it.
Okay, the answer is Wibadidia Liba. And Hazel, what is the Burmese word for a second time?
Dia.
That is correct. And now, Sumyape, please ask your individuals.
So hello everyone, my name is Sumya Pei. My Buddha's name is Chitta Bali, which means the regarder of mind, and I will be asking for the Burmese to English translations, and my people are Gina Bala, Tanzin, Shinki, Chloe, May Cindy, and Valerie. So Gina Bala, what does Abiedogo mean?
What page?
Page 2. Okay, so it means offenses. And Tenzin, what does the Jane mean?
For the first time.
Yes, that's correct. Shinki, what does Piya Yadana mean?
The Buddha jewel. The Buddha jewel.
Yes, that's correct. Chloe, what does Gadobai mean?
Page?
It's on page 2 of book 1. So it means I bow obeisance. And Masondy, what does Lesomu Yue mean?
I raise my hands together.
Yes, that's correct. And then Valerie, what does Yapyeshipa mean? It's on page 2. Okay, so it means 8 uncongenial locations.
That's all for today, and thank you everyone for listening, and thank you to everyone who answered the questions.
We will now be moving on to program number 7, which is reciting books 5 and 1 by Rebecca and Cynthia.
Hello, Dhamma class. My name is Rebecca, and my sister Cynthia will be joining me for today's reciting of Book 1 and Book 5. We have a few Dhamma friends who are Valerie, Chloe, Gama, Bali, Madeline, John, Megang, Ding, Su Ao, Alinte, and William. First, I'll be asking from Book 5, page 7, so please have Book 5 ready and turn to page 7. Valerie, can you please read verse 6?
6. Satyamwihaya Adisachaka Vadagatum Vadabirobidamanam Ati Andabudam Panyapatipa Jalito Chitwa Munendo Damde Jasa Pamuntute Jaya Mangalani.
Thank you, you did very well. Chloe, can you please read verse 9?
Etapi Buddha Jaya Mangala Atagata Yawa Chaka Dine Sarate Mantante Hidwana Neka Viridani Chupatiwani Mogam Sukam Ajigame Ya Naro Sampanyo.
You did very good, thank you. Kama Bali, can you please read verse 8?
Jogahate Pujagena Sadatahatam Brahma Visuddhi Juti Mahiti Bhagapijanam Jnana Ketena Vidina Titawa Munendo Tam Te Jasa Pavadu Te Jaya Mangalani.
Thank you, you did very well. Cynthia, please ask your individuals.
Nathan, what is your Buddhist name?
Yasapali,
What does it mean?
protective honor.
Okay, can you please go to book 1 and turn to page 2?
Ogata, 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 Kayakan, Wasigan, Manogan, Tapadota, Katento, Abietogo, Piapasiti, Ajona, Patama, Tutia, Najing, Donjinga,
It's okay, that's okay. John, can you please read the last paragraph of Okata, which starts with Mataya?
Nataya Putaya Nataya
Mataya, Putaya, Napen, Diaro, Miku, Yavago, Ishimpia.
Thank you. Megan, can you please turn to page 3 and read Namo Tassa?
Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama Sambuddhassa.
Thank you. Ting, can you please read the third paragraph of Okata?
Payayadana, Tonga Yadana, Mea Dumadaga, Ayata, Alamea, Lissamare, Shikabuza, Film Meso, Goodbye, Goodbye, Isapia.
Thank you. Now please turn to page 10 and 11. Su Aung, can you please read Padipa Puja, Offering of Light?
Dana Sarapati Dana 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 Dansino Yoga Devam Samuram Udayami Kalumudam.
Thank you. William, can you please read Adidana verse 2?
Can you repeat that?
Adidana verse 2.
On which page?
On page 10.
Nahi Varana Varani Samantita Kuda Janam Awarenacha Samanti Esa Damo Sanantano.
Thank you. Alnite, can you please read Paniya Puja, Offering of Water?
Ati wase tunu gande, Paniya breka bedam, Anokamba mupataya, Petikanam tuotumam.
Thank you.
You all did very well today, and that is all for reciting of Book 1 and Book 5.
We are now at the end of the Dhamma class, so everyone please put your hands together and recite Buddha Sasanam Chiram Ditadu 3 times. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Ditadu. May the Buddha's teachings last. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Ditadu. May the Buddha's teachings last long. Buddha Sasanam Chiram Ditadu. May the Buddha's teachings last long. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. That is all for today in Psalm.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Pong.
Jesu dan pada pong pong.